Alright, so I am going to open up this bottle of non-alcoholic wine. I got 3 cases of non-alcoholic wine, and the cases are like this. But anyways, how's it going, guys? Yeah, so I've got some ideas for the podcast, and I'll go through them with you today. So I'm getting a lot of notifications, which is awesome. So I wanted to talk about, I'm in a mentorship program, and I'm going to talk about going to Fast and Furious 7 with my apprentice. He's 14, and so that's like the baddest ass deal for him to go to. We're going to talk about Periscope. I want to get her on Periscope. What do you guys think of Periscope? I mean, what's the best use of it so far for you guys? I really like it because I can upload it to YouTube and everything. Any uses from you guys? We're also going to talk about this new sobriety movement. I'm really thinking that that's pretty cool. But while I'm doing this, I'm going to fiddle around with my guitar. So, I suck at guitar. You like it? So what do you think? What do you think you like the most about it, my New Jersey friend? So, I wanted to talk about Destiny Child. You make guitar videos, BKing6115? Okay, 61615. I am writing that down right now. That's really cool. So, we're going to talk about current events. So, we're doing a new podcast called Jortly, and it's not released yet. My partner Jamie does I Am Not the Babysitter. You guys might remember her from the Time magazine cover, where she was feeding her son, and there was a lot of virility to that post. You know, everybody's written a few things that have gotten certain amounts of virility, but that got huge. That got really, really huge. So we're going to use some of the celebrity that she has. I like that I can see into other people's lives too. And we're going to do kind of a entertainment with a cause. So entertainment with a cause is talking to artists like Zach Brown, Alanis Morissette, DJ FM, people that have causes behind what they do. And so that's how we're going to talk about causes and amplify these artists and their causes. Why are vids mirror image back? I know, right? I mean, you guys can tell my hat says fresh, you know, but maybe if it didn't, I could be like this, right? And like you guys would think I was like a left-hand guitarist, but that would be cool. But no, that's not the case. So I wanted to talk about funny things because we're going to do it like late night show format. And late night show format's going to be, we're going to have like one guest that is a musician or whatever, and then we're going to have one guest that's like a nonprofit type of person. And the rest of it's just going to be us talking about current events. Like, I wanted to talk about Ford's intelligent speed limiter. So there's this thing on Ford cars that's an option that can read the friggin' the speed limit signs. And then by reading those, it will automatically limit your speed, which is pretty badass. So, wanted to talk about movies. What movie? Has anybody seen any good movies lately? Like, I just had a newborn. Some of you guys, I know you, my New Jersey friend, you just saw my little infant, my 7-day-old. Yeah, I know, nerdy, at home dad, the cars will take over. You know, that's something that we've been talking about podcasts lately, is as screens get bigger and as we're not doing as much, podcasts are going to become more interactive. All these things, like what we're doing now, this is interactive. This is not just streaming video. Like, I'm talking to people that I know and I feel and I love, and I want to share with them, and you share in my life as well. You know, I think that's really the cool part, the cool factor of this, you know. So I'm thinking of what's going to change with Periscope. I just recently wrote an article for LinkedIn Pulse, and I was talking, you know, I'm thinking about this limitation of love. So when you press the screen and the hearts show up, you know, you show me that you guys are watching, show the hearts. So wondering, yeah, right. So the hearts, what's going to happen with these? Because are we going to have a limitation of hearts at some point in time? Yeah, Periscope plus podcast equals future for sure. So there's going to be people, man, you guys are getting me excited. You guys are awesome. So there's going to be this future where podcasts are going to be more interactive. I'm talking to some friends who are making this platform for podcasts where you can like click like and you can take surveys during podcasts. This is the interactiveness that a lot of podcasts and a lot of things are missing, because podcasts are basically like it's just in a different format of us watching listening to The Shadow in the 1920s, which, you know, nobody's going to be on here listening to me talk while I'm playing my guitar and all that stuff that has watched The Shadow in the 1920s. But that's what I feel about podcasts. I feel that there's nothing there. So what I'm thinking about with this is they're going to have to start putting limitations, because these hearts, I wonder if it's going to be like currency, like certain people are going to get a certain amount of hearts per day to give, because you can just sit there and blow me up. You can blow whoever the hell you want up. Just blow them up. Ask for likes and say that, and then they're going to get some kind of, I don't know what the metrics are, the variables are, or whatever, but it's definitely an interesting thing to think about. So with Periscope, I've been thinking about the limitations. So the limitations are these. One, what we're doing here, the interactions, I think so. I think the hearts are going to get more visibility because they make you more legitimate. Thank you for that question. The hearts, so I really appreciate when people do that, because I think that they're going to put limitations on these. So, Heartcoin, yeah, like maybe Heartcoin like Bitcoin. Yeah, I think that there's going to be something like that, and like maybe it'll be a premium service, but I kind of doubt it, because Twitter's never been like that. Twitter's an information technology in the truest sense of the word, you know? But these interactions, like if you take this video, because you're able to take this video after you're done with it, the interactions don't transfer over to the video. Okay, so B King, my podcast, I have one podcast that's called Daddy Issues 123. It's parenthood stuff. And my friend Dr. Nan, she's an older PhD, she is on it with me, and we talk about fatherhood and parenthood type of stuff. The one that we're really focusing on right now is called Jortly, and it's not up yet. We've recorded a few episodes. We've recorded with DJ FM. We're going to be recording with Alanis Morissette. We're going to be recording with, you know, some pretty big names, and also did some work with boy or girl. This is so cool that I'm able to talk to you. Yeah. So we're doing a lot of things. I have a 18-month-old and a 7-day-old. It wasn't that I couldn't remember. It's just 7. When you're talking about days, it's completely different. So back to Periscope. I think, are you guys actively creating content? I'm not doing a lot of the things that I should be, that I know I should be, like introing and saying, you know, where to find me and all that stuff. I think that comes naturally. Right now I'm just kind of doing practice. This is your first day on here. Okay, cool. Play with it, definitely, man. I'll make sure, you know, send me a few likes and all that stuff so that I'll see you in the feed, because one of the ways that I've noticed that works the best is because you're seeing who sends you the likes and they show up on the top of your feed, you're more likely to follow them and then follow back. So the more active you are, the better off you are, because it's community. So what I'm thinking of the uses, I think that this is going to be able to take away some of the webinar type of services for big business. I used to work in big business, if you can't tell from my attire and my professionalness, because this is interactive, and this is something where people can get rated and people can do kind of a classroom type of setting. I think that's awesome. But the thing that most appealing to me is the thought of the way that we're going to take in news. Because right now, one of the faults with Periscope is that Periscope does not have a search feature. Like, say I was looking at the school shooting. Say a school shooting occurred, and I wanted to look up Wayne Community College. I couldn't do that. It just has to be what's going on. And it's not like there aren't tons and tons of things going on in Periscope. So we need to be able to find a way to hashtag things, or a way to just search something in the titles. But that's also up to, it's basically user-generated content, which is absolutely amazing that's the way the web is going. All right, I'm checking the time. I've only got like 7 minutes. So, okay. So the things I'm going to talk about with Jamie today are Furious 7, my checkbook, which has Notorious Big on it instead of a bill, like with Ben Franklin or George Washington or whatever. It's Notorious B.I.G. And I don't know, just kind of goofy stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about sobriety. I've been sober for 1.5 years, and it's kind of one of those things where it's not a big deal. Like, I wasn't like some belligerent alcoholic or anything like that. I just chose not to drink. And the landscape for sobriety is completely different than it used to be, and the stigmas attached are starting to go away. I'm getting a lot of messages. So we're going to be talking about that, and I think that's cool. And I wanted to talk about, Be King children definitely changed things. One of the reasons that I went sober was definitely for my child. I wanted to be ready, like whenever there was a phone call or whenever there was anything going on. I'm like, I want to be Johnny on the spot. And so after, I went through a year of sobriety. Oh, sorry. After I went through a year of sobriety, when we were having our second child, I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna change this, because I can't do something for one child and then not do it for the other. So I'm basically, like, every single year I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I guess it's another year of sobriety, because there's really no point for me. As much as I'm doing in my life now, I do a lot of work. I work with Special Olympics. I work with a lot of stuff. So I'm busy. I mean, shoot, it's 8:30 at night, and I'm working before working. Even though this is kind of play for me, a lot of my work is play. So it just doesn't make sense for me to drink. I wanted to also talk about Wolverine. They're making another Hugh Jackman Wolverine, and I'm like, dude, you are just too old to be playing Wolverine, it seems. I don't know. I mean, it just, when do actors know? And then, going on, Arnold Schwarzenegger's going to be in the next Terminator. I mean, that's a big old robot. Like, Marvel needs the rights back. Yeah, dude, this big old robot. Does anybody want to see this big old-ass robot? Like, I love the Terminator series. Anything about, like, a guy going back in time to have sex with his friend's mom, I think that's pretty cool. Because that's basically what it's about. Hold on, let me close this. Gosh. But, anyways. Turn off. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. So, when do we tell these actors, like, hey, man, you need to quit? Arnold, you can't be the Terminator anymore. You just can't. And you say, Hugh Jackman, you just can't. You don't look like you're between 30 and 33 anymore. Okay, I know. Yeah. Hollywood is... So, have you guys seen any really, really crummy movies lately? Oh! We saw Wolf Cop. So, on Netflix. That's another thing. Oh, I'm glad we were talking about this. So... we're talking about doing like Mystery Science Theater 3000.